Testing this thing on. Can you hear me? Welcome back to my live stream. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hold on, I have to make sure that this is working. I don't want to restart again. Welcome back. This is Jacob Cast 2024. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, my live stream. We're going to talk about WWE Crown Jewels 2025. We're going to go through the predictions of the 5-match card. That will be tomorrow night, well tomorrow morning, because Crown Jewel is in Perth, Australia. And we are going to talk about SmackDown. Now, SmackDown tonight, the go-home show for Crown Jewel tomorrow. We'll talk about what happened on the show, the message, the news and rumors. We'll talk about that. Hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. This live stream will be an hour and 10 minutes long. This video is sponsored by JD from New York, Fightful Pro Wrestling, Salamanca Sound Off, and other podcasters and YouTubers I know of. Alright, now I just want to let my viewers and my fans know I will upload more NBA 2K26 my career videos, and I will do a live stream on the WWE Crown Jewel pay-per-view. It'll be here on the East Coast in America. It's gonna come on tomorrow morning. I think at 6 o'clock. It might be at 8 o'clock. It's gonna be 3 hours. It's gonna be 8 o'clock in the morning. It might go off at 11. The pre-show will start at 6 o'clock in the morning, and the main show, and then will be at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then the post-show, the press conference, will be at, I think, 11:30 after the show goes off the air. Yeah, so make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel, enjoy this video. Now let's go into Friday Night SmackDown. SmackDown were kind of boring, wasn't that good? There were some good things on the show. The show opened up with Cody Rhodes saying he's gonna beat Seth Rollins. I'm the one person that he can't beat. Obviously, they're hyping up that. I think we did see Paul Heyman here. Did we? I think we saw Paul Heyman and Bronson Reed. I have to watch this again, I forgot. Now, what else happened on the show? Sami Zayn had another open challenge. Shinsuke Nakamura, who we haven't seen in months. They had a pretty good match. Nakamura and Zayn have great chemistry from the days in NXT. They had a pretty good match until the MST, Solo Sikoa, came out and attacked Shinsuke and Sami Zayn. Crowd chant, "Fuck you, Solo." We had the return of Tama Tonga. We have not seen Tama Tonga since April, I think. I think it was April or March. He was out for a while due to injury. So he came back. Now there are 5 people in the MSTs. That's not good. But they're clearly building up the MSTs. So new bloodline again. We also had a backstage segment with Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, the Women's Tag Team Champion. They confronted Watley's Solo Ruka and Zaria from NXT. They confronted Charlotte and Alexa. They're clearly setting up this match for the Women's Tag Team Championships.
I didn't earn my team's trust on game day.
We did get a tag team match as we talked about last week. We had Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Valkyrie. I think they faced Julia. They faced Julia and Katana James. Pretty good tag team match. That was alright. It was an epic tag team win for the Bayfaces to win. And after the match is over, Stephanie and Tiffany had a brief stare down, hyping up the match for tomorrow. We had a pretty good match with the Street Profits and the Wyatt Six. A very good match. The Wyatt Six retained the WWE Tag Team Championships. Hopefully the feud is over. We can move on. No more. We don't need to see the Street Profits go after the tag team title again. Hopefully they build, and hopefully they finally tease and break up the Street Profits and go separate ways. It's time for Montez Ford to begin a singles run. And in the main event, Damian Priest and Aleister Black in a last man standing match. That was the main event of SmackDown. That was a very good match. We had the return of Zelina Vega, the wife of Aleister Black, Tommy N. She came out and gave him something. I think gave him a burns fire or something. And that would cause Priest the match and help Aleister win. So clearly the feud not over. It's clearly going to continue. SmackDown was very short. Nothing much happened. We also had after the YC beat the Street Profit, we had the YC and the MFTs. So Cody and the MFT, they had dinner with the YC. Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, Death the Limit, and Nikki Cross. We didn't see Uncle Howdy or Bo Dallas. Where the hell Bo Dallas? We did not see him on the show. Hopefully we do. I don't know what that means. What exactly are we getting for War Games? Don't tell me we're going to get the YC and the MFT. Who the hell wants to see that? But you never know. Alright, let's go into some of the podcasters here. Yeah, so these are the masses on the show. Yeah. So these are the masses. Okay.
And he's really been stoic for the last couple of weeks. Monday Night Raw twice now. He's listening to his, we assume listening, to his wife just complaining ad nauseum about everything that's going wrong in her life, and he's just...
Now as I show you some of my podcasters, my YouTuber, we got Fightful Pro Wrestling, he's going to talk about it. We got Joe Cronin, he'll give his position on Crown Jewels.
But it's like, dude, you know what, I'm actually kind of sick of them dangling the carrot, because Trump talked about this a year ago.
With that championship around his shoulder, always remember that you the twos, and he's the one.
We got Just Allen.
Number one, Ron Will.
Alright. That it, or is there still more? Now, might we'll go through some of these already. Obviously, Sami Zayn retained, the match ended in a DQ, because the YC got involved. The YC retained their tag team titles in a group match. I didn't unlock Tiffany Stratton in the games. I used someone else. And I don't have Julia. I don't think she was in the game yet. But Tiffany Stratton, definitely Valkyrie won. We know that Aleister Black is not on this game because he just came back in April. But he did win the last man standing match. Alright. Now, we probably go into our predictions in WWE Crown Jewels with there's only 5 matches for Crown Jewels. Only 5 matches. We got John Cena versus AJ Styles. John Cena making his last appearance for Crown Jewels. He wasn't on the show, he wasn't advertised, but he is advertised for the show. Now, as you guys know, I did watch the kickoff show that was, I think earlier today, I think it was earlier this morning, where we saw the Crown Jewel kickoff show, where the Superstar interviewed, the hype of the pay-per-view. Hold on, see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. Is it the right one? Now, we all know that, during that Crown Jewel kickoff show earlier today, AJ Styles confirmed that he will retire next year in 2026. He confirmed it. He's going to retire next year. We know we got AJ Styles and John Cena one last time at Crown Jewels. It should be a great match, a good match. They showed some great vignettes of their history and the match they had from years ago. We saw Seth Rollins in there. We saw Grayson Waller. He's in Australia. And well, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman and Bronson Reed were at the kickoff show. I think that was it. There wasn't that much that they showed here. Because it was only like an hour long. Bronson Reed and he vowed to destroy Roman Reigns. Yeah, the 5-match card is not really helping. I know a lot of people don't like it. You know, we got, because there's no titles on the line. There's no dates on Crown Jewels. We got AJ Styles and John Cena one last time. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight. We got the Kabuki Warriors, Oscar and Kairi Sane versus Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. We got Stephanie Valkyrie and Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. It was the Crown Jewel Championship where you win it, you celebrate it, and then the title goes away until next year. Because this is now a weekly, it's now a year thing, every year for Crown Jewels. I think the one match I'm looking forward to, I'm curious to see what can happen with Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns. And Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Cena and Styles, the builds have been great, even though John Cena hadn't been there. The promo that Styles had cut, the vignette, and the promo package hyping up the history from the first time they wrestled SummerSlam in 2016 was a great match. The Royal Rumble 2017 was a great match, 5-star classic. John Cena won number 16. And they had matches, I think, before that, here the last time. Now, I know these guys are older, but they can still put on a great match. Hopefully, it's a lot better than the garbage that we got with Cena and Lesnar. Still haven't seen Brock Lesnar. Still no explanation why that happened. But Cena has history, there's a story. It's going to be a great match. I think Cena's going to win here. I think he'll make up for that terrible match he had with Brock Lesnar. And I'll be fine with that. I don't think... It just can afford a lot. I wouldn't mind it. As for the tag team match, the Kabuki Warriors against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. I think the babyface will win here. I think Io and Rhea are going to win. Either way, I don't care whoever wins here, but I think Rhea and Io are going to win. This is the first time in over a year that we're going to see Rhea back in her hometown. So I think Io's the hometown girl, so she's obviously going to win it. And then we got Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed in a Australian street fight. It's just a silly name, silly stipulation. What's the point of calling it an Australian street fight? It's an average street fight, no disqualification. You'll see steel chairs, candle theft, a table, and a steel theft, candle theft chairs. We see that almost every week on Raw and SmackDown. I think the reason why they added a stipulation because that there's going to be some interference. We'll see the Usos get involved. We'll see Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker wasn't on Raw this week. Last week we saw him, he got taken out by Roman Reigns. And he also helped to take out Roman Reigns and Clash in Paris after Roman Reigns beat Bronson Reed. So Bronson Reed got to get his win back. And the division had to look strong. Bronson Reed had to win, Seth Rollins had to win. They have to look strong going into Survivor Series at War Games. There will be a War Games, it's been announced. And it's going to be the division against the babyfaces, whether it's Roman Reigns and the Usos or Punk and LA Knight. The villain have to look strong. Braun Breaker gonna get involved and caught Roman Reigns, and we could see that because we know they do have a Saturday Night event in November. I think a week after Crown Jewel, so we could get Breaker and Reigns on that show, where Breaker could win or Reigns could win, and gonna hype up the tension and the feud going into Survivor Series at War Games. So I think Bronson Reed needs it. It's Roman Reigns. What do you need it for? Roman Reigns should be here to pull over Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. They need it more. And they're young. They newer guys. Roman Reigns ain't gonna be around that much. Not until a contract expires and go to Hollywood with The Rock. So hoping that he wins it here. But anything can happen. We just won't know. Stephanie Valkyrie and Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Crown Jewel Champion. I don't know who's to win it here. I think Tiffany should win, but I could see it being either way. It's gonna be a great match. I'm looking forward to it. I can see it go either way. Tiffany Stratton's had a decent title reign. She's been undefeated since she won the title back in January. Tiffany Stratton just won it at a class in Paris. I mean, she won it at WrestlePalooza. I think she needs it more. But I could be wrong, unless there's interference or something could happen, but I'd rather see a clean finish. It's looking to be a great match. I'm going to care whoever wins it here. I'm going to go with Tiffany just to be safe, but I could go Tiffany either way. And for the main event, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins for the men's Crown Jewel Championship. They could go either way. The build have been great. The promos have been great. The tension between him and Cody, the tension of what Paul Heyman said on Raw, y'all heard it. Seth Rollins had to win. Like I said, the heel should go over. If he doesn't win, what a fucking loser. And what Paul Heyman said on Raw, why did he choose him over CM Punk and Roman Reigns? And that would really tipped off Seth Rollins. So Rollins needs to win. He cannot lose again. Can't lose four in a row to Cody Rhodes. He'll be 0-4 against Cody if he loses. Do we see Brock Lesnar? Are we going to see Braun Breaker and Braun Strowman get involved? And that can be the same shit that we've been seeing almost every week now with them. CM Punk can get involved and screw Seth Rollins, and they could have a match at Survivor Series. We just don't know. Well, we really won't know if it could be War Games or not. Maybe there could be a new member. We haven't seen Austin Theory. We haven't seen Dragunov. Can you imagine that? Them joining the Vision? Because going into Survivor Series at War Games, Seth Rollins, you only got Seth, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. It clearly can be 5-on-5. It could be 4-on-4, but it might be 5-on-5. Someone had to get involved here. Now, are we going to see Cody Rhodes on Survivor Series in War Games? Because Cody Rhodes did not wrestle last year at Survivor Series. He wasn't in War Games. He didn't have a match on Survivor Series because he had a feud with Kevin Owens. And, they had their storyline. He wasn't on Survivor Series due to storyline purposes. So, maybe we'll see Cody Rhodes in War Games. We will have to wait and see. But, I think we have to see something here. I think Seth Rollins had to win. We could see CM Punk get involved and screw Seth Rollins, make him into a loser and a wimp. We could see someone new help the Vision, maybe a new recruit, and then that's how we build up the War Games. It all depends. We just don't know. But my prediction is Seth Rollins. I could be wrong here. It could be Cody Rhodes. It could be Roman Reigns, but I think the heel divisions will go. Maybe Reigns might win, and then Seth Rollins wins, or Bronson Reed might win, and Cody Rhodes might win. But I think you want to have both heels. Are we going to have a happy ending or a bad ending? Maybe Rhea and Io might win. John Cena might win. Maybe that's the happy ending. Reigns might win. Tiffany might win. But there has to be some heel going over here. I think the only... Well, Stephanie's not really a heel or a babyface. So I think Stephanie Valkyrie is going to beat Tiffany. John Cena will probably beat AJ Styles. Rhea and Io Sky will win. And then I think the two heels... The two big heels will be Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins. They will win at Crown Jewels to help them look strong and build up to a Survivor Series War Games. And that's my prediction right there. And man, only 5 matches on this show. Now, there's not enough podcasters on here. We got Denise Salcedo.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I only pay for what I need.
Alright.
That was the case for Perth as well.
Yeah, I think so too. So let's go ahead and kind of, I want to kick off the show with the way that the show ended, which was Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. So these are, our two favorite Gothic guys on WWE. They've been battling it out now for a couple of weeks. Actually, no, maybe even a couple of months. It's been a minute since these two guys have been feuding. But I think today in this last man standing match that really gave them this big platform to be the main event on such a special show. But then also they had a pretty good ending in that saw Zelina Vega go out there and sort of be like, no, Damien Priest, please don't do nothing to my husband. Apparently she may have handed something to Aleister Black, and that ended up being like this fireball in the face of Damien Priest. And I don't even remember the last time we saw a fireball in WWE. We've seen plenty of fireballs in AEW. We see them all the time, so it's really nothing too crazy. But it's been a minute since we've seen them on WWE TV, so I was like, oh shit, a fireball? What? Like, I wasn't expecting it. It was very nicely executed, and I think it's the best thing we've seen Aleister Black do since he came back to WWE. How'd you feel about it?
100% agree. I mean, Aleister Black, he came back and was like, oh, Aleister Black's back, and then, you know, there's the, like, creepy entrance, or whatever you want to call it, the foreboding entrance. You said it, you know, emo Undertaker, that's what they call Damian Priest sometimes. I don't know what Aleister Black's nickname would be. But you can't, I have trouble with those characters. You know, I brought this up with the Wyatt Six before. A lot of times, like, the intro is great, but then where do you go from there? Because if you're not paying it off, if they're not looking formidable, any of those things, you know, it's something that lasts. And it felt like Aleister Black might get lost in the shuffle again after he initially came back. It was more like the entrance and where do you go? This feels like a little spice for him. I mean, both guys, Priest has done a good job with these kind of feuds that are very physical or very passionate, and he's had a few of them. But I like the twist there at the end, and I like the element of surprise that the fireball brought, the involvement of Vega, and the way that finished. So I thought it was a strong finish to SmackDown and a good elevation of Aleister Black.
Now it feels like we're definitely seeing WWE real-life married couples start to run the show. You got Becky and Seth, Punk and AJ, and now you have Zelina and Aleister. And it was crazy too, because you know what else I was thinking about when I saw them together, like hugging it out, Zelina and Aleister? Did they kind of remind you a little bit of Scarlett and Karrion Kross? They crossed my mind, and I started to think, like, damn, imagine if we would have seen like this spooky couple versus this spooky couple, because they're both, you know, very alternative. Hey, if we're doing this couple thing, might as well go all the way with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get that too, and there's only so much room for that. You can't have
everyone.
The dueling darkness.
Married couples Royal Rumble.
But you know, it makes sense that they would lean into it, because in this era of kayfabe kind of being dead, right? And what was the Netflix doc again? I forget.
Unreal.
Unreal. When you're doing that, you might as well lean into it, because people already know. So make it part of the show. And I think it also helps Aleister Black and maybe Zelina Vega in a sense, because it gives you that little bit more than the character had before.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think Zelina definitely, like, I want to see her continue doing more stuff with Aleister, because we've seen Zelina as a manager before when she was Andrade's manager, and I thought she did a phenomenal job. Like, let's not forget, she was very mean, very fiery on her promo. She had like a very commanding sort of presence, and I think it's been a long time since we've seen that side of Zelina. I think lately the side that we've been seeing of Zelina is more of like the tender, sensitive side versus her feisty side, and I prefer her feisty side. So I want to see that kind of come to light a little bit more with Aleister Black, and of course that being her husband. Hey, she's gonna do even better if she's out there, you know, managing her husband. And I think it's the right call to make, because like you said, it felt like they needed to do something a little bit more there with Aleister, and now that is where we are at. So I'm really glad that that's happening there. We got Infamous Raider Loco, who says, is that an indication that Lola is coming up to defend her man? So I believe, or according to the internet, Lola Vice and Damian Priest are a couple. I'm not really sure, but that is what the internet is saying, so we'll just run with it. Thank you, Infamous Raider Loco. We got Jacob Tatum here with a very generous super chat. Jacob, thank you so very much. He says, when will WWE Eli Drake win the main title, because he's a really good wrestler? Plus, his promos are top tier. And who do you most contribute for your love of the sport of wrestling? Also, who introduced the introduced to the WWE? Hit the thumbs up, cry, no, money emoji. Thank you, Jacob. Okay, so to answer your question about who contributed most to my love of wrestling? I would ooh, that's a hard question. I feel like it was on TV. New young talent, 18-year-olds can be in the NWA. NBA, not NWA. NBA. He says 21-year-olds can fake fight on Netflix. Saeed came in here with a hot take. He was like, I got things to get off of my chest. I thought this was a very, very fast show to watch for SmackDown today. Like, it flew by. And yes, I get it. Like, you got a lot of older people on the show. You know, a lot of the top stars are in their 40s, right? I get it. I do want to see new people also start to get built up, especially when we were talking about, during the watch-along, Robin, we were talking about the women's division and who was going to be next for Tiffany Stratton. And we kind of went through the women's SmackDown roster and we're like, we don't really got that many options. Like, we got to bring up some NXT people. And yeah, unfortunately that happens sometimes. I don't want to kick, the quote-unquote elderly people out because I'm fans of them. But I do want to see, obviously, an incorporation of, fresh faces, which we do see a little bit more on the Raw side.
Yeah, I mean, you could say lipstick on a pig or makeup on a Tonga.
All right, Robin. All right, Robin's in his bag today.
But I agree with you. It was a good show, a fast-paced show. Nothing wrong with it at all. I mean,
did water down Drew McIntyre a little bit, and then also with Jacob Fatu, I'm still salty at the fact that they basically cut the legs from underneath him when he was United States champion. Like, they didn't let him really sink into what he could be as United States champion. So now you got these two guys that were kind of, maybe watered down just a tiny bit coming together. Okay, fans are still going to care about it, but they would have cared even more if you would have kept that energy that Drew McIntyre had from his feud with CM Punk, and also maybe had Jacob Fatu be champion a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, with Jacob Fatu, it was kind of, he disappeared a little bit too, right? But it feels like they're throwing him right back in the mix, because one thing we didn't mention was his little interaction with Cody Rhodes, which...
Oh, yeah, that was interesting too, yes!
That seemed to plant some seeds, like that Jacob Fatu may be on his way to some bigger things.
Well, he's that guy. I mean, look at how many positive reactions he was getting from the crowds. Like, every time Fatu came out, especially during, those early days when he had a lot of buzz, people were, losing their shit. And you remember when he would go in there and just be like, this madman, and go off and get everybody with flying headbutts and all of these things, and people were like, oh shit, you really got this madman that's been unleashed on the roster. We want to see him wrestle everybody. I think they kind of need to remind us of that, and really remind us of that. But I do want to talk a little bit about Cody Rhodes, and he kicked off the show here today. Really, really simple, straightforward promo, kind of talking about Crown Jewel. He's got the Crown Jewel Championship behind him. Of course, he's going to be facing Seth Rollins. Robin, I haven't been able to get your thoughts on how you have felt about the way that they have put together this story with Seth and Cody.
I love it. I really do. I love it. Cody has beaten Seth all these times, and they're rubbing that in, but then they're giving it some implications, not just bragging rights, right? Like Seth Rollins, it feels like a big match for him. It feels like he has to win this match. So how does that transpire? How does that come about? Because if he loses, I mean, Paul Heyman already said it, they're going to lose faith in him, right? Like, what was this group? How did it come together? And the injury angle that they pulled was so big and so shocking and so well executed that you have to feel like it's not just going to get nipped in the bud that quickly. So how they get to the finish there and how they resolve it is very intriguing, because in some ways it almost feels like the most important match of Seth Rollins' career.
Right, because he's got pride on the line. Imagine losing to the man. If he loses again, that would be the fourth loss to Cody Rhodes. Come on, Robin. Like, anybody here, as a man, even as a woman, I would be like, oh, hell no, I'm not about to lose to the same person 4 times. Like, my pride would really, really take a hit, and my ego would take a hit. So even though I don't think Seth is going to defeat Cody Rhodes cleanly, does he have to? I don't know. I think he's so desperate that it almost doesn't really matter. Like, he's going to do anything just to get the win so that he can, walk with his head up.
And maybe that leads to a surprise. or how that goes down, unless he just does it clean. I mean, look, I feel like Cody Rhodes can take the L in this circumstance a lot easier than Seth Rollins. So I have to imagine by hook or by crook, Seth Rollins comes out on top at Crown Jewel. But to answer your initial question, I think it's actually been fairly brilliant how they positioned the match.
We got blinking with Kimberly here. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for the super chat. Says, maybe Triple H is listening to us and improving SmackDown. So, what I've heard from, like, the grapevines and people that have talked and all of this stuff, I don't even know where, like, on social media, podcasts, you name it, whatever, people seem to be under the assumption that, like, Triple H is very, very, like, he knows what the fans are saying. And I truly believe that. Like, I truly believe Triple H is very in the know with what the fans are saying on social media. And I know sometimes they like to act like social media isn't a real place or whatever. We're not here to accommodate those people. But I think it is very...
WrestleMania 40, where it had to be course correct and changed because there was a legitimate movement. That was legitimately how the fan base at large was feeling, and they weren't going to accept the product otherwise. So you have to have your finger on the pulse in that sense to see what's actually the real reaction from the fans, what's a mixed reaction from the
rumor. This is a report. I'm not exactly sure, Randy, what's happening there. I actually assume that these two things are, maybe it's naive, I don't know, but I'm not exactly sure, Randy.
Toe and jobber territory the last however many
years.
I can't remember.
What are you doing to us?
When's the last time AJ Styles won on a big show? I can't remember.
Oof, I don't know. But also, we'll be talking more about AJ Styles in the year to come since he's looking like he's retiring soon. He said he's retiring next year, actually. All right, and then for the actual Crown Jewel matches, you got the Raw champion, Stephanie, and then Tiffany over on the SmackDown side. So, Bob Ross is expecting Raw to do a clean sweep. I think that might be right, actually, because I'm expecting Stephanie to defeat Tiffany. I'm expecting Seth to defeat Cody. So I think you might be right. Are you expecting anything differently with those two matches, Robin?
I concur.
All right, sweet. All right, we got our quick predictions in. Thank you, Bob. Oh my goodness, Day the Mexican with a very massive super chat. Day, thank you so much. He says, "Hey Robin, Denise's connection." Oh my God, I panicked for a second. I was having Wi-Fi issues the other day. That's why. He says, "Hey Robin, Denise connection. Hope all is well."
Is really good. So like you didn't know when it's an open challenge, you don't like it's not an advertised Shinsuke Nakamura match, so you're not prepped for the music. So I think it gets it off to a good start. And then it was a good match. And then it was it had the reintroduction finish to call back to my line about the lipstick on a pig, paint on a Tonga. But they brought those guys out with a different presentation, which they then brought back out with the Wyatt Six. So kind of interesting to see.
Are you hyped for it?
Am I hyped?
Yeah. Robin's like, "Damn it, Denise, why'd you ask that question?"
I mean, hyped is a little strong.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of excitement?
I'll give it a 6.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm with you. All right, a 6 is nice. A 6 is like a little bit more than like medium.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than it was before.
Look, I know a lot of people were kind of like didn't really care about the what was it, the Wyatt Six and the MFTs having their stare down. I saw it in a way of like, okay, they're out there with the face paint, and then you got the spooky people, Halloween's coming up. I don't know, I'm correlating with something so stupid, but also legitimately, the two groups didn't really have anything major going on, so they kind of found each other with them both needing something to be happening on this show.
It looked cool.
Yeah, it was fine. We also saw Stephanie McCare and Tiffany Stratton team up to take on Julia and Kiana James. Not a bad match. I thought this was probably the best performance I'd ever seen from Kiana James. So good for her. I mean, we don't really watch her wrestle that often, so that's why I thought it was her best performance. Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie McCare, they didn't really collide with one another for the most part. I thought they worked very well together, and Tiffany got the win for her team.
Yeah, like, no.
Alright, let's go into the other podcaster, Jitty from New York. Not many podcasters. There's no Solemn out there. I think we'll do a live stream for Crown Jewel tomorrow. I was going to JD from New York. Let's see what he has to say.
Runway is your future because you're headed home. I'm Christine Ohm, United.
Where'd you go, man? I need it. PM, depending on how I feel. Because after the show is over, I may actually squeeze in another couple of hours of sleep, take a shower, be ready for the stream, entertain you all, have dinner, and then enjoy a nice cocktail to close out my Saturday. I think that sounds like a good idea. These shows really just fuck with the entire process of how we do our streams and the schedule around our streams. I've seen a couple of psychopaths watching the show at 8 a.m. and live streaming their fake reactions to the 8 a.m. SmackDown that took place today from Perth, Australia. I was not going to be one of those lunatics because by the time the show was over, I was just waking up. I should have stayed in bed longer, obviously, because last night we went out for some drinks and we celebrated the Solid Monster's birthday. A belated birthday. His birthday was earlier this week, but I took Jason out to Budokan in New York City last night. We had a very nice dinner, and he is a savant. He is a connoisseur of the fine Asian flavors. So we had a very good dinner, and then we went to a hole-in-the-wall cocktail bar that was very good, and I had never been there. I actually forgot the name of it, but it was definitely a vibe, and they made an excellent espresso martini. I don't know what Jason ordered, but it had a little green something on the top of it, and it was centered around gin. So we had a very good time tonight, so shout out to Jason. We love Jason. Always great to see him doing well and be in his company. And we'll be back at it for Tuesday Night Titans on Tuesday. Back to a normal time at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Yeah, so Crown Jewel, you know, these shows, SmackDown, Crown Jewel, Raw is going to be in Australia as well. I'm not doing Monday Night Raw at 8 a.m. I'm going to wait till, like we usually do. We're going to watch it around 7, and then we'll probably go live around 10 on Monday. Like I was saying, these shows just kind of throw you off, especially with these really far out there shows like Australia. Like, I can understand Crown Jewel being in Saudi, 1 p.m., that's a decent time. But 8 a.m., it's a little off-putting, bro. But regardless, I think we've kind of nailed down the schedule for at least this week, and then we'll get back to business normally as we head into Survivor Series. But SmackDown tonight, I mentioned last week, and I made the whole opening monologue of last week's stream was, SmackDown is starting to feel like a PBS variety hour. It almost doesn't even feel like Friday Night SmackDown anymore. It's a little mix of Monday Night Raw, it's a little mix of NXT, it's a little mix of SmackDown, whatever they care to use coming off of Friday night. They were borrowing some of the larger talents. They were borrowing some of their star power from other shows to make do on Friday because in all that we've discussed, they just feel useless. They seem useless on Friday. They don't know what they're doing. They don't want to put any effort into it. Road Dogg apparently is spearheading Friday Night SmackDown creative. For what reason, I don't know. I don't know how much power he has. We all know that the end-all be-all ends with Paul Levesque. But with Road Dogg being the head of creative, I don't think that's worked out, bro. Nothing against Brian James, nothing against Road Dogg at all. Oh, you didn't know? Yes, I know. The show sucks. The show very much sucks. The rumor was that WWE wanted to get SmackDown back on track after just lazy, lethargic, apathetic booking. The show has been the worst television show, and Dynamite's been the dirt worst of the year. SmackDown was number 2. SmackDown was right behind Dynamite, and you don't want to be in that canoe paddling down the river next to Dynamite, you know. So, They surrounded Brian James with some fresh faces, some new faces to give this injection of life to SmackDown. It's funny how we read that this week when we did Tuesday Night Titans on Wednesday, and we talked about the creative scene on Friday Night SmackDown, and you know how fresh, how new, how exciting is it going to be when Road Dogg and Paul Levesque are going to be the guys that settle on the creative? What new faces are going to be surrounded in this creative aspect around Brian James? How different is that going to be? When I said that it was a PBS Variety Hour last week,
What, baby?
I was hoping that we'd see some change. Now, we can't get a sense of change after 1 week. That would be foolish to think that SmackDown is turning things around. No, we need a good month at least of examination under the microscope to figure out what SmackDown's doing with this new creative team. This week they used nothing but their own roster. Cody Rhodes is on the show. We didn't see Seth Rollins in the vision. Jacob Fatu was on the show. We saw him and Drew McIntyre pick up their feud. The MFTs are all back together as a fearsome fivesome. Tama Tonga returned tonight, donning the Gorillas of Destiny face paint, as is the rest of the group. MFTs are back at full strength, and they set up a new program from what we saw with the Wyatt Six. Now, I don't know how interesting that's going to be, but the Wyatts and Roman, or the Wyatt family and Roman, Bray and Roman, they were bitter rivals. And at one point, friends. So there's a lot of history there with the Wyatt family and the Anoa'i family. So hopefully they do tap into that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. They set that up. We had a tag team title match tonight with the Street Profits and the Wyatt Six. Nakamura opened the show against Sami Zayn in the Open Challenge for the United States Championship. Both of which, by the way, Nakamura and the Street Profits got their old theme music back. No more of this mix-mash garbage from Def Rebel. Nothing that sounds like Nakamura, but it really isn't Nakamura, or whatever they had the Street Profits coming out to. Done. Street Profits got their old NXT Black and Gold theme back. Nakamura got his old NXT Black and Gold theme back. I don't know what that means, but we'll go over what was reported today by the fine folk over at WrestleVotes.
Yeah.
That was a nice thing to see. That's something that the fans have been wanting for months now. And WWE, hopefully, is turning a corner in that regard. And we had a main event, a great main event, by the way, with Aleister Black and Damian Priest. Last man standing match. They did everything possible to show the brass management that maybe they belonged on the Crown Jewel card as well on Saturday morning. I don't know why we're sticking with 5 matches. I hate 5-match PLEs, I do. This is the main roster. 5 matches were perfect for NXT TakeOver. Smaller roster, everybody was fighting for that spot, can't give it away. You got so many more talents that you're not even tapping into and utilizing. 5 matches looks bare. It's bare bones. 6 matches should be the absolute minimum on these shows. Aleister Black and Damian Priest proved that they should have been on the Crown Jewel card on Saturday. Great last man standing match, great TV main event, where we saw Aleister Black paired off with his real-life wife, Zelina Vega. It's about time we got that pairing on television. It's about time we get Zelina in something that is substantial for her, because she's failed in every other role they gave her. And it could be a real turning point for Aleister Black as well. SmackDown was a thumbs-up show. And I know the scene is dead, and everybody's focused on baseball. The hockey season started, basketball season's about to get underway, college football, NFL. There's a lot going on that isn't pro wrestling. And I know Friday nights aren't really the most exciting stream that we do all week, and nobody wants to watch the shows because they're fucking boring. And if the shows are boring, why are you gonna go watch someone like me or someone like else in the community review a 2-hour boring show? But if you missed Friday Night SmackDown, you missed a damn good show tonight. And I was thoroughly pleased with the direction that SmackDown took tonight, and the crowd in Perth was energetic all night and really gave back to make the show a very good one. We're going to go over the news. We're going to go over SmackDown. We're going to have a good time tonight. I appreciate you joining me here on the Friday Night Smack.
Welcome to my reaction video of horse driving car on I know you've been waiting for this because of my review.
Code JD at checkout. Anthony King. I'll get to you in a second, brother. I see it. I love it. I love the energy. Keep that energy going, man. I need it. I need that type of energy, man. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out all the great content on the channel. There's plenty of it, folks. 10 championships. And pretend better than everybody. She's a great wrestler, don't get me wrong. I've been saying it for fucking years. She's one of the best women's wrestlers of all time. She's not the best, but she's one of the best above everybody else. And when she goes back there, she's going to use this as a contract negotiation leverage to get more money, the money that she wanted the first time around, and she's going to leverage more money. Look at what I did. WWE don't give a fuck about that. They want Sasha Banks back. They don't give a shit about the fucking rinky-dink championships you won in front of 16 fucking people in some warehouse somewhere in the middle of Denmark. All this, and still, she doesn't own Match of the Year. All this, and she still doesn't own Wrestler of the Year. Sorry, Money Crew. Kleenex is on sale at Stop and Shop here locally. 2 for $4. I'll go pick you up a couple of boxes. The other piece of news I want to go over today is what we saw tonight on SmackDown. This is coming from WrestleVotes. Apparently, WWE superstars may be getting their old themes back. Shinsuke Nakamura answered the open challenge for Sami Zayn. He came out to his Rising Sun NXT Black and Gold theme, which, let's be honest, is one of the greatest themes of all time. It is such a banger fucking theme. All those NXT themes were great. Baron Corbin, Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler. Everybody from Black and Gold. Johnny Gargano. Everybody had a great fucking theme song. Bobby Roode. Oh, God, what they did to theme music, man. Street Profits were another act tonight that got their old theme music back. Their Black and Gold theme. No more of that stupid Def Rebel AI-generated slop. This report came from WrestleVotes. Shout out to WrestleVotes, always on point with everything. They shed some light on the recent trend of WWE superstars reverting to their older, more popular entrance themes. According to the report, which was released this morning, several superstars have been requesting music changes for some time now. And the company has begun to grant some of these requests, as was evident by tonight's SmackDown. Nakamura, Street Profits are only the beginning. The report also specifically names Sheamus and Drew McIntyre as two of the outspoken names who have been pushing for a change, a sentiment that has been echoed by fans on social media for months. Sheamus' theme is fucking terrible. I mean, all it sounds like is ChatGPT generated. I need a theme music for a 260-pound brute Irish wrestler known as Sheamus, who's pasty white and has red hair. And that's what they spit out. As generic and stereotyped as possible. Now, Drew McIntyre's theme, I think Drew McIntyre's theme is alright. It's been with him for so long. Because, let's be honest, nobody expects them to go back to his actual theme. I'd love to see it. I mean, if that's the case, man, holy shit, does that enhance him completely? But Drew McIntyre and Sheamus are two guys that have been outspoken. I know there was a report that Randy Orton, WWE advanced Randy Orton on some new theme music, and they got some new theme music ready. Randy heard it and said, I'm not taking this shit. I'm not walking out to this shit, man. You're keeping me with my actual fucking theme. So some of the upper elite guys have absolutely turned down new theme music from Def Rebel. They are fucking, and I mean with a capital F, fucking awful. Are they even musicians? I don't understand how they are even a thing or in business. Time will tell if all these requests are eventually granted. The move is seen as a positive one by many fans who have often a strong nostalgic connection to the theme music that was used during a wrestler's most popular or successful periods. On the most recent episode of SmackDown, like I said, Nakamura and the Street Profits came out to their old themes. Entrance music, the report goes on to say, is a fundamental part of professional wrestling and a wrestler's identity. A great theme can help define a character, connect with an audience, and create an immediate sense of excitement in the arena. Role model. You mean to tell me role model ain't lighting the world on fire? Nobody's connecting with that. No shit. No shit. Listen, I know wrestling is down, ratings are down, interest is down, excitement is down, our numbers for the streams are down because the shows are down. When the shows are just outright fucking deplorable, there'll be an audience. When the show is boring, there'll be no audience. When the show is not exciting, there'll be no audience. So the worst thing you could possibly do is watch a pro wrestling show, or any show for that matter, with a sense of apathy, and watch a boring show. You're not going to want to sit here with me and watch a boring show for a boring stream. You don't want to do that. So, one of the reasons, it's not the reason, but I think if you look in totality, if you were to give me a pie chart, and you were to give me some percentages of why people have zoned out on the WWE product, there's no more connection there. And the report here says it is something that helps connect the audience to the character. People want to get excited when they hear that opening 2 seconds. Like, it should not take you like, huh? Who is that? That's what people were doing when Def Rebel started just generating theme songs for everybody, all new themes. Like, who is that? Oh, that's Shayna Baszler. Then they started adding, because people started complaining, then they started adding role model. Or it's TV time. Or whatever else they want to put in these fucking theme songs. El Idolo. Like, bro, are you that void of any creativity? Like, a good musician and a good composer sits down with the talent, knows who the talent is, knows what the talent is about, and then writes according to their character. Jim Johnston did that perfectly. CFOs did that perfectly. I don't know what the fuck Def Rebel's doing. But a small percentage of the audience has stopped watching because the product has been so sterile. Like, nobody wants to watch a sterile product. Like, it's already bad enough you're charging a fucking lung on the black market prices to sit there in the arena. Then you want to take the fucking theme musics away? And you want to skimp on paying actual musicians and artists to make these fucking themes? Now let's go with Def Rebel, who's gonna mass produce something at an obviously cheap price, and it sounds like fucking shit. Why would you do that? WWE, the most egregious of them all, WWE got rid of Judgment Day's theme, which was The Other Side by Alter Bridge. Such a banger fucking song. And then they generate some fucking I don't know what the fuck I'm listening to. Who is this? That's not Judgment Day. How are you gonna replace Miles Kennedy with What is that? I don't give a fuck how much it costs. Pay! Hey! You're raking in all this money. Where's the money going? Pay the artists! Or pay someone that knows how to write a fucking song! Ridiculous! Jim Johnston's in his fucking late 70s. He write fucking music around these guys in circles.
And
They've gotten so fucking bad that Aleister Black came back to the company. They couldn't even use his old CFO's theme song. You can tell it's AI generated. They just AI generated his old theme so that they could make Def Rebel the composer behind it.
Before we get ready for WrestleMania, get ready for what's gonna happen on the ground.
Dog shit.
We have to have
If WWE wants to get back into the good graces of the fans, they need to start being a little bit more real. They need to start being a little bit more natural and organic. You've sterilized the entire fucking product with no storylines, boredom, and then AI-generated fucking slop for themes. Go back and listen to NXT Black and Gold in its glory days, man, and then listen to the shit that we got now. Hopefully this is a change for the better. Hopefully this is a change for the better. If I see Drew McIntyre come out to his old theme music, man, my God, can you imagine? You want fans to come back? That is what's going to bring them back. A connection. How is this product connecting with anybody? I am an AI-generated bot who creates WWE theme songs. I have no personality, and I want to drive the active audience away by AI-generated slop. I am the future of the business. Fuck CFOs. It's like Dave Mustaine putting out Megadeth's last album next year. Imagine an AI-generated version of Dave Mustaine playing on the album. You don't think people would pick up on that? Ridiculous. Hopefully this is a change for the better. That's all the news I got. Those are the two things I wanted to go over. We'll get into your SmackDown coverage right now. Let the show off. SmackDown from Perth, Australia. Crown Jewel Go Home Show. Cody Rhodes addresses Crown Jewel. Role model. No role model tonight. She's on Raw. Yes, Broken Dreams. Can you imagine if McIntyre comes out to Broken Dreams, bro? That is a great how great is that fucking song, chat, for theme music? Can you imagine?
Hey man, I love Drew McIntyre.
While you're at it, give Johnny Gargano Rebel Heart back. I always thought Rebel Heart was a theme music. Like, the way that I think is when Johnny Gargano wins a big championship, like, and he's an underdog, baby. Imagine that theme music going off and the fucking fans going crazy, man. That theme music is so fucking, like, heartfelt. It's, like, unbelievable. Like, I don't know how you take that away. Undisputed Era. Remember that theme music? Man, that was a banger fucking theme.
When he was dancing Cody Rhodes, look how great, how old he was.
Man, Broken Dreams is probably on everybody in this chat, everybody's fucking Spotify playlist. Guarantee it. If you're in the gym, you're listening to Broken Dreams. Who's going to the gym now and has any of these WWE theme songs on their rotation playlist? Nobody. Cody Rhodes. You know, Ciampa's theme music, No One Will Survive, is alright. You know what Ciampa's theme music, best theme music is?
What's behind the door? The latest era. Domino's best deal ever. Consider it tonight's surprise track. I mean, snack. Get any hand-tossed pan thin crust or New York style.
5, remember that. I was the only geek covering NXT, then everybody jumped on board. Cody Rhodes. I'm looking forward to this match tomorrow night, man. Or tomorrow morning. In literally, 9 hours, I'll be watching Crown Jewel, man. Oh, joy. I can't wait. How many lattes do I need in the morning? I'm looking forward to this match, no matter what hour of the day it is. Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, the match has been built beautifully. Their history is great. I love it. Two great storytellers. A history there that is just, doesn't need a lot. It doesn't need much. to give us a great match with emotion.
With Cody, Rhodes, Triple H, and
Rhodes, he got fireworks for a second week in a row. After that week of no fireworks, they made it a thing to give him fireworks. That was quite embarrassing. So, crowd is singing along. They are big time into Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about? Rhodes said that we could talk about Seth Rollins and the supposed doom and gloom outcome of the match at Crown Jewel. But after he heard Paul Heyman's warnings on Raw, it's clear that Rollins is becoming the man he sacrificed himself to defeat at WrestleMania 41. Which is Roman Reigns, by the way. And again, I'm saying this very vehemently. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns should be the WrestleMania Night 1 main event. Like CM Punk and Cody Rhodes should be the Night 2 main event of WrestleMania. You gotta give me a make good, bro. WrestleMania this year was awful. Let's get back to WrestleMania being WrestleMania. Because before you know it, we'll be in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, and we might not even remember what WrestleMania feels like. Rhodes continued by saying, when you love WWE as much as Rollins does, you would do everything for it. Even perhaps skewing reality as a result. But there comes a downfall as it becomes a quest for control. Now, Rhodes said that Rollins might not love the quarterback nickname that he was given, but it's a collective one that he's proud of, and he's proud to make WWE great with a team effort. Rhodes shouted out individuals like Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, CM Punk, Rhea Ripley, Jey Uso, and even Seth Rollins to a point as being important aspects to the WWE company overall. Crowd began chanting, Seth's a wanker. So Cody had a good laugh at this. He threw the microphone to Michael Cole. He wanted Michael Cole to reiterate what the crowd in Perth was saying. Michael Cole refused to say it, so he gave Wade Barrett the microphone, and he said, Cody, I just want to make you aware that the crowd is chanting, Seth is a wanker. I laughed at this. I thought it was genuine and heartfelt, and it just sensed everybody was having a good time. Now, while Cody threw the microphone to the commentary team, there was one thing I noticed. I don't know if you guys were noticing this along with me. WWE has the faceplate of the commentary desk. And normally it's whatever the show is. Like if it's Raw, you'll see the faceplate of the commentary table, that little plastic piece, that elongated plastic piece. Monday Night Raw, NXT, SmackDown, whatever PLE they're showcasing. Tonight on SmackDown, it looks like they forgot to replace the front end of the commentary table with the SmackDown logo. And when Cody threw the microphone to the commentary team, it was clear as day visible that they had the main event. You know, the Hulu show, their C show, main event, table cover on the announce table. Now, I don't know how something like that just gets overlooked. I don't know who was late in changing the fucking front end of the commentary table before the show started, but something like that should be an easy fix, bro. Like, why are you going to let something like that slide to get in on national television when we know this is Friday Night SmackDown and not main event? Aesthetically, it looks like your amateur hour. You would expect more from a WWE. I would expect something like this from Dynamite, because they're an indie fucking mud show, piece of shit show. But WWE, this is the big leagues, bro. We can't be making amateur mistakes like that. So, Rhodes says that if the world did revolve around Rollins, what did that mean for him? He said that in this hypothetical world, this still meant that Rhodes would remain the one man that Rollins just simply cannot defeat. They have done the best job, I would say, out of any main event. The only other main event that I think WWE has done a better job, actually, I don't even know if it was a better job, but if there was another main event that was comparable to this year, built up wise, storyline wise, taking the emotion, gathering it up, taking it into the show, and you are genuinely excited for the match. The only other main event I could possibly think of is the triple threat match at WrestleMania this year with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, which I thought was the best triple threat match all year. I thought that match was tremendous. One of the best matches of the year, period. This is going to be a banger match. And I don't know what is going to happen because they did show a clip. Rollins actually walked out on the kickoff show earlier in the morning. This was before SmackDown. So if SmackDown aired at 8 a.m., they probably went live around, I don't know, 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. this morning, which is probably 7 p.m. over there, right before SmackDown. Rollins walked off stage because he was going to address the fans and the crowd at the kickoff show. He was there with all the vision. Paul Heyman was there, Breakker was there, Reed was there. He walked off. He's playing up this part that he's got to beat him. I got to beat him. I got to beat Cody Rhodes. Paul Heyman knows that Rollins is suffering mentally right now. He's beating himself. And I'm sticking with my guns. I think Paul Heyman is going to make the plays. I think Paul Heyman's going to pull the strings. I think Paul Heyman's going to get the win for Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins can't get it done on his own. And Paul Heyman knows that. That may actually drive a further wedge between Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman because Rollins is not asking for Paul Heyman to basically hand him the win. But Rollins is not thinking as a leader right now. Rollins is thinking very selfishly. He's thinking for himself. He's not thinking about the vision. His vision is himself. His vision is beating Cody Rhodes. His vision is not about propping up Braun Breaker or propping up Bronson Reed. He has problems. One of his problems is Cody. The other problem is Roman Reigns. He's always going to be in the shadow of Cody. He's always going to be in the shadow of Roman Reigns, and Rollins can't handle that. The way that they've told this storyline has been beautiful so far. This is exactly what WWE's missing, but Rollins and Cody are not on the same show, and normally the Crown Jewel matches are largely a waste of time. WWE was very fortunate this year that they landed with Cody Rhodes as the WWE Champion, Seth Rollins as the World Heavyweight Champion, and the fact that we have champion versus champion now every year. I hate it, but they are very lucky that they landed with both Cody and Seth Rollins as both brands world champions because their story is so easy to tell that you could tell it as if they're actually on the same brand and they're operating as the two top guys on their respective brands individually. That's what makes this match so great. It's as if they are on the same show, and they're not, because their story is so fucking vast, it's so deep, it's so rich, and so emotional. I love this. I'm looking forward to this match the most out of everything tomorrow morning. The other match, obviously, is John Cena and AJ Styles. I think they're going to fucking kill it. If the crowd was as hot as they were tonight for SmackDown, they are going to fucking blow everybody away tomorrow for John Cena. Final appearance in Australia before he retires. So this was a great open. Well, comedic that they had the main event nameplate or the faceplate on the commentary desk, but a little oversight there. Nothing that's going to make or break the show. Backstage, Stephanie Vicaire was being approached by Chelsea Green. Chelsea wanted Stephanie to join her secret service and be a slave agent. I don't think we need Stephanie Vicaire to slay in the secret service. I think she does that on her own. So she started talking trash to Tiffany Stratton, who was not there. Tiffany shows up. She overhears Chelsea. She gets nervous. She leaves. Stephanie takes the flyer and throws it away because she wants nothing to do with Chelsea Green. So Stephanie said that she'll be on the same page with Tiffany tonight. We're going to win. I got your back. I know you got mine. Tomorrow, I'm going to beat you for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Tomorrow, it's on. Tonight, we're partners. Tomorrow, it's on. Should be a good match, but there's nothing there. There's no heat there. No story there. So that match is largely going to be judged around how good the in-ring action is because the story around that is virtually non-existent. Cody Rhodes. He was walking up and approached Jacob Fatu when he walked in the back. He said once that Rhodes is done with his Crown Jewel business and Seth Rollins, he wanted to be next in line for the undisputed WWE Championship. And he eyed the belt for several seconds. Nick Aldis approached Fatu and said he wanted to discuss something with him. As Aldis left, Drew McIntyre attacked Fatu, and he beat the shit out of him right there, threw him into some production crates, and he told him, "You thought you were gonna big league me and get away with it? You ain't getting away with that. This is exactly what was coming to you." A Drew McIntyre Jacob Fatu feud? You want to get interest on SmackDown? It's a great way to start. And the interest there with Jacob Fatu eyeing Cody Rhodes and the WWE Championship, I don't know what that means. Cody Rhodes also mentioned that he's now embroiled in this Vision feud with Seth Rollins, and he needs to be the one to eradicate it. I don't know if Cody Rhodes is going to be on Team War Games. He could. But then you're just taking the WWE Championship away from being defended for a second straight PLE. I don't know if you actually want that. You want both champions in the War Games? Because Seth Rollins is going to be in the War Games. He's the leader of the Vision. I think Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Cody Rhodes in a triple threat match sounds good for the Survivor Series for the WWE Championship. WWE's not going to have any problem.
Like a spy, no one can tell these glasses protect content right in front of me.
I agree, they won't.
Casinos like James Bond.
For the we could get Jacob Fatu in there. It could be the Usos and Jacob Fatu, CM Punk and Roman Reigns. It could basically be the fucking bloodline all over again and CM Punk. He's just there naturally this time because he's been feuding with Rollins. Nobody asked him for help. This is his battle. It has been his battle. So it would almost be like Punk is asking the Samoans for help. WWE's got options. I don't think it's a good idea to put the WWE Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion inside War Games. John Cena could also be inside War Games. I don't know if they want that. But if Lesnar's on Team Vision, I could see John Cena being there as well. That would be a great way for John Cena to get some revenge on Brock Lesnar for what happened at WrestlePalooza. Now, if you're Dave Meltzer, who put out a report, apparently Dave Meltzer said the War Games teams are all set. Major Survivor Series War Games revealed. Major plans for War Games revealed. Now, it's going to be the Vision, and it's going to be a collection of babyfaces. The babyface team, according to Meltzer, please, take this with a grain of salt, folks, please. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, and a fifth mystery partner to be determined. Now, we don't know who that could be. It could be Jimmy Uso, it could be LA Knight.
Well, Jacob Fatu really doesn't make any sense because what's he gonna do with the Vision? Why the hell would you want to team up with Roman Reigns or CM Punk after he wrestled against them last year in War Games? So why does he need to be in here? And he's in the feud with Drew McIntyre. Jacob Fatu's on SmackDown. He had no business being here. No, that's what Dave Meltzer is reporting, but that just doesn't make any sense because Jacob Fatu has nothing to do with the feud. He's on SmackDown feuding with Drew McIntyre. Why the hell would you add him? And why would you want to team up with Roman Reigns or CM Punk after he went against them last year at War Game when you were with the new Bloodline? Now you're going to team up with them? That don't make any sense. And who the hell is going to team up with the Vision?
We don't know. Meltzer notes that Jimmy Uso and LA Knight are two leading candidates for that spot. They will reportedly face Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Brock Lesnar, and Austin Theory. So we actually might see a new member of the group unveiled tomorrow morning at Crown Jewel. And the leading candidate for that is Austin Theory. But my question is, if you have Brock Lesnar in there, why would John Cena not be a part of that?
Yeah.
If you have Austin Theory in there, what makes him better than a Drew McIntyre? Don't you want Drew McIntyre in the same match alongside Jacob Fatu if they're feuding? Drew McIntyre's got history with everybody on the babyface team. He's got history with Fatu. Right now, he's starting something with Fatu. He's got history with Roman Reigns. He's got history with CM Punk. What makes Austin Theory the best candidate for this match? I'm not saying don't add him to the division. Do it after Survivor Series.
And also, we have not seen Austin Theory in months. He's been off TV for a month because of injury, I think. He's not with Grayson Waller no more. Grayson Waller with the New Day. And now we saw him at Crown Jewel on the kickoff show because they're in Australia. It's his hometown, but he's been with Grayson Waller with the New Day. Austin Theory, they actually split without even giving us an explanation or a reason to why that even happened. Austin Theory been off TV due to injury. Is he set to come back? I hope this is a swerve. We can get Ilya Dragunov. I think Dragunov would fit great with the Vision and with Paul Heyman and Rollins. Dragunov been off TV for over a year now. He's just waiting to come back. Hopefully they know what to do with him. I would love it if he were rest of the Vision. But if Brock Lesnar comes back, Brock Lesnar, I mean, okay, sure, I mean, based on his alliance with Paul Heyman, but Brock Lesnar in a War Games, I wonder how that's gonna work.
What makes Austin Theory a better fit than Drew McIntyre?
Exactly.
I don't get it. Everybody should want to take out the Samoans.
Yeah, Austin Theory. Now, granted, there's some history with Paul Heyman due to NXT and something like that. There's history with Rollins and maybe a little bit with Bronson Reed, but Austin Theory been on TV for all these months.
Everybody wants to take out Roman. That was Drew McIntyre's thing before. They had him in a feud with Damian Priest going into WrestleMania. They just dropped it. But that Samoan hatred has always been there. I don't know if I believe Meltzer. I think Meltzer's been given bad information. He's been given bad information a lot of times. So I don't know why anybody would believe that this is the way War Games is going to end up. Sounds a little odd. That's what I would do anyway. I would not include Austin Theory in there. I think that's a weak spot. I mean, look at the fucking babyface team. You're gonna put Austin Theory alongside all these other. He's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Why don't you just wait till after War Games? Or maybe have him be the new member at War Games to give them the advantage, maybe in the match. Have him sneak in there somehow. The women's War Games match apparently is still taking place this year. Babyface team is slated to be AJ Lee, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and Io Sky. They will reportedly face Becky Lynch, Asuka, Kairi Sane, Nia Jax, and Dave Meltzer says NXT standout, Lash Legend. I don't know how she gets in there or why she would be in there. Second of all, do we really want to put Nia Jax back in a fucking War Games after what we saw last year? If they put Nia Jax in there, you absolutely should not and cannot have her as the Iron Woman of War Games. I don't do a women's War Games.
Me neither.
I don't. I don't know why we do War Games and have it just feel like, hey man, I gotta do one for the women because I'm doing one for the men. That's the only reason why they're doing it.
No. The women don't need to have what the men should have. There should only be one War Game. There is no need for two. And that's what we saw last year. That women's War Game sucked. The only thing was good with the ending. Half of the match was fucking boring. The crowd was dead for that match. Nobody was on their feet, and it made no sense to have any woman in the War Games. And now you wonder with multiple injury, because we saw that with the men last year. 3 people got hurt. Now you want to do it again? I don't know why. There's no reason for War Games. Now the only thing that matters on the show is War Games, and what the other 2 matches are going to be. Or do they even matter? We don't need a War Games everywhere for the woman. I said it for the other, the Money in the Bank or Queen to Win. Well, or we don't need it every year.
You're bunching up all of these issues and just putting them into War Games. War Games works better when it's faction versus faction. I don't know what any of these women have to do with each other outside of AJ has a problem with Becky Lynch, Asuka and Kairi Sane have a problem with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and where the other ones fit in, I have no fucking clue. What does Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss have to do with anybody on the babyface team? What does Nia Jax have to do with Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Kairi Sane? He's just throwing women in there for the sake of throwing women in there. But JD, just enjoy it, JD. No. It's bad enough they don't shed blood in any of these matches. How could you call it War Games and then not shed blood? I'm tired of the fucking generic plunder. Oh, here's a kendo stick. Oh, here's a chair. Oh, here's Io jumping off the fucking cage with a trash can. We've seen it every War Game she's been in. She's been in every one of them.
Exactly.
Dave Meltzer also reports that John Cena is scheduled to challenge Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship at Survivor Series. I don't see how you give John Cena an IC title match and then not have him win it. I don't think that's the right move.
I understand that. Well, John Cena probably had to be on Survivor Series because, you know, it's going to be, it's his last year, but John Cena and Dominic Mysterio? Is he going to put over Dominic, or what did John Cena win again? I don't think he won the IC title, but why, who's interested in that? If you're going to put over Dominic, okay, fine, but I understand that, and who's going to win that? Did John Cena win the IC title, and he's going to drop it at Saturday Night Main Event to whoever, if it's Gunther? I don't like that either.
I wouldn't even explore that.
Me neither.
They're going to be in Boston and they're going to be in New York in November for John Cena on Monday Night Raw. You could give me John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio on one of those shows. That doesn't sound like a PLE match. Sounds like a Raw main event.
Yeah.
Why waste a PLE spot on John Cena and Dominic Mysterio?
Who wrote this?
I don't mind seeing the match, but I would rather it take place on TV and not at a PLE. John Cena, in my opinion, fits into the War Games match better than whoever else, the mystery guy. He's got a problem with everybody. He's got a problem with Lesnar. He's got a problem with Rollins. Drew McIntyre's been calling out John Cena for 12 months now. I don't know, man. We'll see. Dave Meltzer was on something today, man. Somebody must have fed him some information. He's like, I gotta get it out there. Let me get it out there before Seth corrects me. Nakamura, Sami Zayn, U.S. title open challenge. This was good. I didn't expect this to be better than their TakeOver Dallas match, which was a classic. WrestleMania 32 weekend, tremendous match. Wesley is legitimately fucking great. Close to victory, whereas it started off great, now he's barely getting victories and he's barely putting up those W's. And then ultimately Obafemi takes the title from him, and then we move on to a brand new year with Obafemi. What does Nia Jax have to do with Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Kairi Sane? He's just throwing women in there for the sake of throwing women in there.
It makes having a War Game for the woman makes no sense. It only made sense the first 2 years because it was the baby faces against Damage Control, because they were the dominant faction that was running through all the women on Raw. But now Damage Control no more. Now you're just throwing women there for saying, oh, we gotta get them on because it's War Games. They need to have a women's War Game. When they don't, we don't need the women's War Games every year. We only need one War Game, and that's what we got last year. You don't want to run with multiple injuries. And the match was fucking boring. Boring. I'm afraid this match is gonna be boring too. And who's gonna win this War Game? And what happens after? It couldn't lead to anything. It won't.
But JD, just enjoy it, JD. No. It's bad enough they don't shed blood in any of these matches. How could you call it War Games and then not shed blood? I'm tired of the fucking generic plunder. Oh, here's a kendo stick. Oh, here's a chair. Break situation there, but man, Wesley is way too good to be on a list of cuts, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I of the ring. More strikes. Zayn attempted a Blue Thunder Bomb. That was countered into a modified Kinshasa to the back. Zayn instinctively then rolls out of the ring as he caught Nakamura by surprise with an exploder suplex into the barricade on the outside. Zayn hit a haluva kick before he threw Nakamura back into the ring, beating the count of 10. Zayn tried to get back in the ring. Nakamura caught him by surprise with a big sudden kick to the face, near fall. He then got Zayn up with a Scorpio Rising and looked to have the Kinshasa locked and loaded. He was about to hit it, and then a hooded man pulls Nakamura out of the ring and throws him over the barricade, and we get a disqualification. Bell quickly rings. The man revealed himself to be the returning Tama Tonga. And we got Tama Tonga back, and you know Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
Tama Tonga's back. Other members of the MFT surround the ring, and they're also wearing the Gorillas of Destiny face paint. The group laid a beatdown to both Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. Solo Sikoa looked on, and he reveled in the carnage that the MFTs have laid before him. Now, Tama Tonga looks in incredible shape. He looks to be in incredible shape. Awesome. I like the aesthetic. I like the aesthetic of Tama Tonga and the rest of the group going back to their roots, per se, with the Gorillas of Destiny face paint. I think it's a great look. It gives them a little bit more of an aesthetic look instead of these generic guys out there with no real character. The one thing that we need to do is understand who they are. I think with these vignettes that we've seen with Solo Sikoa, we're starting to really get, into a situation of us finding out who they are, why they're affiliated, what's their mission statement, what are they about, what do they want. We need to answer these questions. All of the answers to these questions are going to make them a little bit more relatable to the audience. Do I want to see them? Do I not want to see them? Do I care if they win, or do I care if they lose? We got to give the fans a reason to care for all these guys. Because let's be honest, who is JC Mateo? Who is Tangaloa? Who's Tama Tonga? Who's Tola Tonga? Who are they? We know who Solo is. He's the brother of Jimmy and Jey Uso. The other guys, we have no fucking idea who they are. All we know is that they are in a group together. So aesthetically, they look great. And this is where the pessimist in me comes out. I'm a little skeptical here. Is the face paint going to be enough? Is the aesthetic look, the aesthetic addition of the face paint going to be enough to override and overlook the terrible booking, the boring booking that we've seen in regards to the MFTs? I don't give a shit how they look. I just don't think the fans are going to be interested in how they operate as a group because of their cool-looking face paint. You gotta show me. We've had months of this group ruining Friday Night SmackDown. Like, there was a point where the show was fucking drowning, and nobody wanted to watch it because it's the same shit. You want me to forget all that because, oh man, they got face paint on, let me fake react! Wow! Oh my god, JC Mateo! He's got face paint! Chat! He's got face paint! Oh my god! No.
No simple instructions, no clear path, just one setback after another. No credit history, skip you.
Storyline that's cool, that fits their character, you know? I don't know. We'll see. Shinsuke Nakamura Sami Zayn beat Shinsuke Nakamura via DQ. Or was it, Nakamura beat Sami Zayn by DQ. they attacked Nakamura. So Sami Zayn lost by DQ, and he retained the United States Championship. I don't know if they'll get a rematch out of this. I don't really care to see it again. But Sami Zayn, the U.S. Championship Open Challenge has been a bright spot on a 2-hour SmackDown. Backstage, we learned that next week, Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu will go one-on-one. They're in Australia already. Why don't you make it for the PLE? Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
This company's allergic to having 6 matches.
Exactly. We had 6 matches at Clash in Paris, I believe. SummerSlam we had 7 or 6 matches. Why we have 5 matches for Crown Jewel? I think we had 6 matches last year, Crown Jewel. No, I think it was 7 matches. I don't know, but it was more than 5 last year. But why we have 5 matches this year? Why not put a match in the pre-show or something? I don't know why 5. I don't know why they think 5 matches is enough. You can put 6 matches on the card. You could have put this match on the card, man.
On a PLE.
I have a feeling that we might get to that Survivor Series. Are we?
Stephanie McCarron, Tiffany Stratton versus Julia. And both in NXT.
Well, I'm going to end the video here. I made it long enough. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. I will do Crown Jewels. I'll do a review tomorrow morning. I'll do a live stream on it with JD and Salamonster and Fightful and other podcasters. We will talk about having the show. Until then,